Hello everyone, this is Ron. Welcome to another King of Fighters All-Star video. I hope you guys are doing really well. And I was kind of in the middle of making a beginner series guide that I kind of started an entirely beginner series. Then I saw that in my Discord actually someone requested that they would like to see some form of a tier list. So shout out to X Royal. Thank you so much for the nice comment, because I actually kind of forgot about this topic because there was a lot of characters these days and I was so busy with their skills, but I forgot that the tier list has been changed in a massive way. Not only changes, it is normal that in this game tier lists are going to be changed. This is nothing new, but there is something new that I'm going to definitely show you and talk about it, because as I have said many times before that the game is changing. The game is changing and we need to also change our strategy based on these changes. Otherwise, we'll probably miss out something that we are not supposed to miss out. And for that same reason, for following the recent strategy, you can see that some people are doing 300, 400 trillion damage, and some people are not being able to do even 100 trillion damage. You can see these things. So let's talk about it, how meta is changing. And first of all, I'm a kind of a person who is a meta chaser. I'll be frank with you that I chase meta, I chase damage numbers. Damage numbers, skills, supports, these are my top priorities. So these are the main consideration of this tier list, and this tier list is going to be based on totally damage. Now how this thing is going to work, you can easily understand. These are the colors. As you can see, this red, green, blue, yellow and purple. These are the colors of different characters, and based on these characters we are going to do this tier list. And these are the different tiers. I have kind of introduced a new tier, double S plus, S plus, S, A plus, A minus, B, because there is a lot of characters and we need some extra tiers. So now let's start first of all with the purple team. And purple team, the latest character, Orochi Leona. She'll be of course dominating the top position, that is probably going to be, I think, I would say double S plus. I would say double S plus tier definitely, because she's a new character and the way that Marvel built her kit is totally based on crit and crit damage, critical rate and critical damage. And you all know that, probably you all know that critical damage is something in that game that is a kind of a stat that you can increase to a very high degree. That means attack, if you attack 5000 attack, if you add 5000 attack, it will do a certain amount of damage. If you add 10,000 attack, it will do just the double amount of damage. But critical damage is not like that. Critical damage increases more than that. So this is kind of a character who has a very high damage dealing ability, but her build has to be accurate. Okay, her build, especially I talked about it, that you need to build her based on critical rate and critical damage. Use those option cards, try to get those sort of effects in the set cards and increase her critical rate and critical damage. This will increase her damage. Don't increase her attack, don't increase her active skill. She is not going to work like that. So she had a very high potential. Now let's talk about another character that is kind of neglected so far now, and that would be Benimaru. And I think I would place him somewhere between double S plus and S plus, and I think he is a little bit better than S plus. And you would be probably surprised saying me that, but to be honest, that's the right thing. So far I have faced Benimaru in different game modes, of course, and I have seen his gameplay, and I have kind of I didn't really got the chance to play with him, but I saw different gameplays and I have kind of experienced what is his special feature, and the way he works is totally amazing. He has a very strong feature in his kit, that is he is one of the other characters that is actually having his finisher skill buff. That means he has both his default finisher skill buff, he has both ultimate finisher skill buff, he has also momentum in the core, and also he has a very high attack, that is 800% attack, on par with characters like Ultimate Terry. So this character, although he is released way before than Terry, he is no less than Terry, but in many cases I would say he is almost as same as Terry, and if we can build him properly, his damage numbers and Terry's damage numbers, there is no reason that there would be a major difference. There might be a little bit of difference because this character is actually having a dot, he is having shock in his core, so damage numbers might differ depending on different things, but overall he's a very strong character, and definitely I'm going to place him somewhere between double S and double S plus and S plus. So let's talk about the next character, and that is going to be Yuri Han. Yuri Han has kind of fallen into the tier. Definitely we would like to definitely probably place her somewhere in the A tier. Let me remove all these guys, place her properly. She's probably is going to be in the S tier or A plus tier. I think A plus tier would be the right place because she was not a damage dealer on her nature. She can do a very high amount of damage, but her main feature is definitely going to be providing support. And as a balanced type unit, her attack stats are kind of low, but still she is having a very balanced stat. And A plus, you don't consider that A plus is a bad tier. You see many great characters will be on A plus tier. Now let's talk about this character, a free character, SF6. In this collaboration we got this free character, and this character has some mechanisms, but to be honest, he kind of struggles. So I would like to place him at A minus tier, and I kind of talked about him in my previous tier list, that how his kit is going to work and how he kind of lacks certain features. Now another character, Shen Wu, Ultimate Shen Wu, he was kind of around A plus tier or A plus tier. He was kind of around, but recently he got a buff. Still his kit has some sort of limitation because of his unique playing style, and if you really want to do his highest amount of damage, you have to do it through his not through his active skill, rather his finisher and special attack, special skill and finisher. So we all know that we kind of test our characters based on guild rate, and guild rate has a certain meter that has certain duration, and you have to do maximum amount of hits and damages within that certain amount of duration. And finishers and special finishers are not that type of thing that is going to do a huge amount of damage within that period of time. In that case, active skill or spamming active skill is always going to be the best option. So although this character, he is having a very good kit, kind of reviewed him in the recent videos, but still his damage numbers are not going to be as high as Benimaru, because Benimaru can spam 2 skills. He can spam 2 skills. Leona on the other hand, she can also spam 2 skills with a very high crit rate that is going to increase the damage potentiality. So definitely Shen Wu is going to fall quite short. Then these two characters, definitely quite a good amount of damage gap, quite a huge damage gap I must say, and I'm going to place him kind of between A plus and S tier. So the range is kind of hard to determine, but this is going to be the lineup for the purple fighters. However, I think I would like to place, in terms of usability, I think this guy, in terms of damage, I think SF6 character is going to be higher because he's an attack type character, but Mukai is way more useful because he has a shield feature and many other mechanisms. He's way more reliable. So this is going to be the purple list for purple characters. Purple done. Let's talk about YOLO. YOLO is kind of struggling, as I can see. So far we are having this lineup in the YOLO. This is going to be of course disrupted because this lineup is going to be changed. Let's remove all of them and let's start from scratch. And latest YOLO edition, which is going to be Isla, a YOLO balance type unit, and I would like to place her at S plus tier. S plus, I mean S and S plus, because her damage numbers is definitely low. Her damage numbers is kind of low. She's a kind of a support type unit, so her position is going to be in these areas. And if you check out her kit, that if you go to the King of Fighters 15 version, that she's a kind of a character, she is having kind of a 700% attack, so not really as strong as if we see characters like Benimaru, Adelaide or Terry, not really as strong, but rather 700% attack. And of course her main features are going to be kind of redirected towards a support kind of a thing. So she is not going to be the top damage dealer, but her damage numbers are still very high, and she has a very unique mechanism of changing colors, which is not present in any characters in the game. And in that regard, she is going to get certain benefits against certain colors which none of the other characters can do. So that's why, although her damage number should be around S rank, I would like to place her around S and S plus. Between this S and S plus, between this, not really fully S plus, not really fully S, but in between somewhere. Next character that I would like to talk about is going to be this guy, Street Fighter 6 character Mr. Ken Masters. Legend character, but once again 700% attack range, so he is going to be somewhere around, I believe, around S tier, a little bit lower than, of course, way lower than Isla. Next we are going to pull, let's bring them a little bit lower. Next we are going to pull Psyche. Although Psyche got a buff in the recent update, but still he kind of struggles. He kind of still struggles, and the way they kind of buff this character Psyche is a kind of a mixed bag thing. Previously they wanted to make him a basic damage dealer with his basic attacks. Then they introduced plug-in plant. Then in the plug-in plant, basic attack doesn't really work. They tried with different type of options. Still it's not working. Then they decided to buff his active skill. Now still in the core, if we check out, that he is still around 700% attack. So his damage numbers are still struggling. So I would like to place him around Ken Master. He and Ken Master is going to be on the same range probably, because Ken Master is also having certain strong properties. Psyche is also kind of, Psyche's damage numbers might go a little bit higher. Let's place him here in the middle, guys. Not really, yeah. I mean, his damage numbers are definitely higher than Ken Master's because of the buff. But his playing style is still kind of weird. This character, Guile, he has kind of definitely fallen, and I think he is going to be around in this area. But this guy, Kusanagi, the biggest surprise, a previously declared support, is going to secure his position in S plus tier. Unbelievable, but this is how they are buffing these characters, guys. This is how they are buffing these characters. Let me place it properly. Psyche is going to be here, but Kusanagi is going to be way ahead in terms of his damage. Also, don't forget that he is a kind of a support. He can buff attack, he can buff active skill, and also he can buff momentum, which is one of the rarest buff in the game. So definitely a S plus tier character, to be honest. Great potentiality, great usability. Now let's move on to the blue character, and blue is kind of a very happening department or happening color, because previously we saw the first paid character in the game, Cammy, in Street Fighter 6 collaboration. I believe she is still on the S plus tier because of her 700% attack. But guess what? Remove this one a little bit because this deserves a higher tier. Okay, so now we are also having a bunch of strong blue characters, and surprising enough, all of them are very, very, very strong. First of all, we had Adelaide. Adelaide is a kind of a character who was kind of neglected because people were out of their rubies after the Street Fighters collaboration. They were kind of tired and exhausted in terms of resources, and Netmarble, what they did, they decided to drop one of the bonker characters, and nobody even paid the attention that this character is at the same time a very, very high damage dealer, attack type character, and a very, very efficient support. His skills are kind of really complicated, and each and every skill has a very, very serious kind of coefficients mechanism, a mixed bag of strike skill and blast skill, but still he has a very strong attack, 800% attack, that is going to place him as at the same level as Terry. This was kind of a very hard decision for me, so hard that I had to place Adelaide nevertheless on the top position because he has all the features to be definitely in the same tier as Benimaru, same tier as kind of a Kusanagi, because he's a top rank damage dealer. He's a top rank damage dealer at the same time as support. So I can totally compare him with Kusanagi, because Kusanagi is also having the same momentum buff that Adelaide is having in the core. Now, what is the position of Terry? Terry is of course a tremendous damage dealer, and the way Terry's kit works, that his total power, the entire strength kind of centers around his strike skill, that is skill number 3. That means he is so easy to play, he's kind of really easy to build, and most importantly, he is so easy to play. So each and every people, even noob or skillful player, doesn't really matter, each and every of them are going to do huge amount of damage with this character. And of course, thanks to his huge effective core that is going to increase his strike skill, huge effect he is getting from his active 3 skill, and definitely 800% standard attack for Ultimate Fighters who is belonging to the 2nd generation. So definitely I'm going to place him together. This character actually both deserve the same spot. So I mean, yeah, this is the first character that is first color that is kind of sharing the top spot together. Very, very interesting. So this character definitely falls a little bit down, and the next we are having Magaki and Elizabeth. Elizabeth, however, recently is having a little bit of buff, so this buff kind of places him a little bit higher than Magaki in my opinion, but still she is going to fall a little bit shorter than this Street Fighter Cammy, because Cammy was certified damage dealer and Cammy is still going to retain higher position. However, Magaki is going to fall a little bit probably. This position can be a little bit debatable. Many of you would like to share your opinions about Magaki, because I don't really have Magaki 5-star, but I don't really have Elizabeth 5-star. So this position I would open it for debate. Let's move on to the green color, and green color is also kind of a happening color. And since the last tier list, Ash got buffed, and he got buffed so massively that what should I say, he is going to secure his position between S plus and SS plus, is a kind of same tier with all these characters, all these top tier characters, a little bit lower than Leona because of his versatility, lack of versatility, because Leona is kind of having this crit monster ability, and she just, in my humble opinion, she's way too ferocious. But this guy Ash still ranking on after all these months, when Psyche is falling way below, this guy is still retaining a very top ranked position in this game, and I would say on par with all these recent characters. Another meta, we're having Athena. she's a sweet little cute little looking girl, but she is a monster. The amount of hit people were able to do with Athena, oh my goodness. With a very bad team, people were able to clear plugin plant tier 8 because of her superbly strong kit. I mean, this character, what she is not having, although she is having 700% attack, but the versatility Netmarble gave through her kit, through her this different type of mechanism, especially her active 2 skill, active 3 skill, all of them are really having really superbly strong mechanism. And this active skill buff 400%. I think this is the highest percentage of buff for any character. I don't remember any character having more than 350% buff. This alone is making her kind of a unique character who is having 700% attack, but still, in my humble opinion, she is going to share the stage with Ashe. Probably, I am not mistaken if I place her at the same same position with Ashe, Terry, Adelheid. Although her attack is lower, her active skill buff, everything combined, and the strength of her kit makes her totally a suitable candidate for this position, guys. Something between S plus and SS+. Very, very top ranked character. Now, another character, Hayden. He was a kind of a support. He's a great character. He has a very unique support ability. He was not really a damage dealer, and on top of that, he's a kind of a balanced type unit. So he's a kind of a survivor, but at the same time, his damage numbers are still kind of low. We would expect soon a buff for Hayden. So I would expect a very strong buff for Hayden, and definitely I'm going to pull him because we have seen so far things like supports are getting very strong buffs. Look at Kusanagi, once a support, now a top rank damage dealer, having a very huge amount of attack. So definitely think and pay attention about the Hayden buff that is going to be coming in soon in the near future. Now let's move on to the red team, and this is going to be the most happening team, guys. Why? Because this red team is having most amount of damage dealers and most amount of supports. A broken color right now in the game, totally a broken color. Why? First of all, Cammy White, already very, very strong character in the Street Fighter 6 collaboration, and arguably she is the top dog from the Street Fighter collaboration. Even stronger than this paid version of Cammy, even stronger than this Ken Masters. She is kind of way ahead of in her league, and definitely she is going to retain her position in S+ rank. Another character, Maki. Now, of course, her damage numbers is going to be kind of suffering because she is a defense type unit, and definitely Netmarble gave her and built her kind of as a support. She has a very tremendous support score, guys, and one of the best support and arguably the best support in the game. Until now, the best support in the game due to her amazing core, and especially she has a very unique support to the twist teammates. That's a separate thing, but even without being a twist teammate, she can do huge amount of support from this energy, ethereal energy and energy explosion effect. That is eventually going to increase the attack and active skill buff. Two things together, that is insane, guys. Insane mechanism through her default finisher, and that although she is suffering from her damage, her support is insane, but her support her damage is kind of going to suffer for sure. She is going to retain her position in this place, I guess. And this character, of course, she has kind of fallen. I'll place her at A rank. I would say A rank or A minus, A plus. So in kind of same as all these people, same as all these characters, I would like to consider them at the same rank. So another valuable addition in the game that happened was Oswald, a pretty amazing support who has a very, very unique support mechanism, not only as a support in the team but also as a support striker. This unique ability gives him a totally great features, and of course he has this special core that is going to decrease targets overpower, defense, increase damage, critical hit, HP recovery. Basically, he is going to nerf the enemy to a great extent. But guess what? He is a balanced type unit, and his damage numbers are kind of definitely lower than Maki in my opinion. So I would like to place him as in this place as a support, but his ability as a support, that is totally way valuable than any damage dealer in the game. Especially these two characters, their value as a support, these two characters, this character, their value as a support is insane, guys. Also this character Guile, insane support. Now this character, I would like to place her at in this rank, of course lower than Oswald, because she's kind of an outdated character. She came in the Ultimate Volume 3, I guess. Kind of forgot. Okay, probably they are going to buff her recently. I would like to see these two characters, because Vice and Mature both are kind of fan favorite characters. I would like to see them buff definitely. Here's Vice. Vice and she are kind of I don't know, probably I would like to place her a little bit above, because she has quite strong features. Now, the final character, Kyoku Sanagi, final spot. Once again a red character, and I would proudly rank this character at a straightaway double S plus character. And he is going to be superior than any other character in the game in terms of damage numbers. Not in terms of support or anything, but simply raw damage numbers. If you say Kyo is definitely going to be top damage dealer, and if you ask me that who is going to be top between Leona and Kyo, this is still a debatable thing. I still need to do test. I'm eventually going to have both of them maxed up. Eventually I'm going to do exact testing with both of these characters. But before that, I would like to say that Kyo is higher damage dealer than Leona, because couple of things. Kyo has a very concentrated core. He has couple of skills that he can spam, and he can center all his powers to both of his active 2 skill and 1 skill, and these cores are kind of buffing his active 1 skill and also active 2 skill, and also insane strike skill buff he is getting from the core. There is a lot of mechanisms going on, and also he's having a very high 400% active skill buff, which is the highest in the game. Not only that, he in the core, the biggest difference that he is making, and that is kind of setting him apart from all the fighters, that is his unique 900% solid attack. This is the highest attack percentage in the game right now, and no other character is having this high percentage of attack, not even the latest Leona. So the way power creep is working right now in the game is probably different than before. Previously what we saw, we always saw that latest characters are having the highest number of attack, latest characters are having the highest number of damages. But in this case, from now, probably we are going to see that Kyo is still going to lead the leaderboard, even though he is kind of a little bit one banner outdated. Even his damage is going to be even higher probably than Leona. But I'm going to do the test and going to bring the exact result. But this is going to be the final tier list, guys. I hope now you understand the damage mechanism, that how this thing is going to work and how this thing is actually making the difference in the game. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon in some other videos. Till then, stay awesome, and don't forget to support the content, support the channel, and I'll see you soon. Till then, stay awesome and peace out, my friends.